A picture-perfect morning in the Charles River Basin. This is a presentation of ESPN. It is senior day. Harvard and Northeastern both looking to lay claim to the Charles River here in Boston as we get ready for 4 races on perfect conditions here on a Tuesday. So for the Harvard 4V, we'll introduce you to the boatings. And the Cox is Erica Lay. The stroke is Pierce Lapham from Toronto. He's a first year. Ryan Cornelius II, a junior from Melbourne. Adam Czech, a sophomore from Prague in Czechia. The 5 is Theodore Plimpton, a first year from Lawrenceville, New Jersey. Marcus Chung, the 4, he's a sophomore from Greenwich, Connecticut. The 3 is Martin Huska. He's a The 2 seat is George Burney, a junior from Melbourne, Australia. And we will highlight for both sides all the seniors here today. In the bow, Sam Davidson, he's our first senior from Brooklyn, New York, a high school tennis player turned walk-on collegiate rower. We are underway here on the water. Introduce you, though, to the 5B. The coxswain is Nicholas Yu, sophomore from Ramsey, New Jersey. The stroke is George Farkas. He's a first year from New York City. Julian Paul, the 7, he's a first year from Pittsburgh. Max Moorhead for Harvard, a senior from Greenwood Village, Colorado. His major, comparative literature, and he is in the Honors College at Harvard. The 5, Mason Cruz Abrams, a junior from Aspen, Colorado. From Walpole, Massachusetts, a sophomore, Kevin Weldon's the 4. Mike Thomas sits in the 3 chair. Ben Schnalke is a senior from Cologne, Germany. He's the 2. The editorial writer for Harvard International Review. And the bow is Asante Keo, a first year from Acton, Massachusetts. And that is all just the appetizer. We hit the finish line there on the opposite shore. And Harvard and Northeastern strong to the finish. A nose-length victory for the Harvard 4V. And so the Harvard V8 looks like this. Again, they're on the bottom of your screen. The Cox is Natalia Tom. She's a sophomore from Shrewsbury in the UK. The stroke, one of the seniors in this boat. There are 6 of them. Ben Scott from Perth, Australia. Jack Dorney, he's another one of the seniors from Monkstown, Ireland. The 6 is Jordan Dykema, senior from Seattle. Sam Woodgate, sophomore from Christchurch in New Zealand, with the 4 being Alexander Grundy from Henley, Ontario. Senior is Cameron Bakey from Reading, England. The 2 is Jack Hansen Narhoy from Perth, Australia. He's a first year. And the bow is Josh Brangan, a senior from Lymington, Australia. Northeastern is the number 11 ranked V8 in heavyweight. And Harvard is the number 4 team in the country. And so when you take a look at the CMAX rankings, about a 9-second difference expected between these 2. So we will see if and when Harvard, again, Harvard at the bottom of your screen as we are off. And Harvard already a quick burst right off the jump. See if they're able to get to open water, how quickly they are able to get to open water. As we approach the midway point of this one, Harvard returns 4 oarsmen from last year's Smith Cup, winning varsity team in stroke Ben Scott, Jack Dorney, Cameron Bakey, and Josh Brangan. So some experience here for Harvard and what they were able to do last year. And while Northeastern is hanging on down the stretch here, it just seems to be too big of a gap that Harvard was able to create early. Mentioned that Harvard corrected itself and might need to recorrect itself and straighten out toward the finish line. There's that finishing pole on the shore at the top of your screen, and Harvard crosses at roughly 5:25. Might be in the neighborhood of 5 seconds. The victory over Northeastern. This Harvard's 2V looks like this. For the Cox, it is Iris Hennon, a senior from Woolwich, Maine, majoring in applied mathematics. The stroke is Tyler Horler, a senior from Sarasota, Florida. Owen Finnerty is a junior from Ardmore, PA. The 6 is Apostolos Likamitris, a senior from Thessaloniki, Greece. The 5 is Robert Rawlinson, first year from Moreno in March, UK. The 4 is Sam Gallaudet, a junior from Andover, Massachusetts. The 3 seat is Kynan Talik Botos, his first Hughes from the UK, Halifax, and he is a first year. In the bow is Marco Gandola, a junior from Bellagio, Italy. To expand the all-time lead in the Smith Cup, these two teams did compete earlier this season. We get underway. The 2V going head-to-head here. These two teams did compete head-to-head down in Sarasota in late March. That's in the Sarasota 2K. Under the bridge, Harvard goes first. Northeastern maintaining contact, at least for now, as we hit the back half of this 2V race. It's a great effort for Harvard. With one race left to go, Harvard, the 4V, won our first race of the day. The Varsity 8 took down the Smith Cup. And it's a strong finish. Falling behind here toward the finish line. A few spectators dot the far shore. And at a time of right around 5 minutes and 30 seconds, Harvard crosses. About a 5-second difference there between Harvard and Northeastern in the 2V. For Harvard, we'll begin with the 3V that is ranked number 1 in the country. And the coxswain for Harvard is Kate Freerichs, a first year from Palm Beach, Florida. The stroke is Marco Vicino, sophomore from Napoli. Luca Vicino, his twin from Napoli. And then in the 6, it's Owen Markovitz, a senior from Victoria, British Columbia. The 5 is Charles Richards, a junior from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. The 4 is Joe Baker, a sophomore from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. The second of 2 seniors in the 3 seat, it's Laith Susu from London, England, who majors in economics. Alexander Sanchez-Fretz is the 2 from London, England. He's a sophomore. And in the bow, it is Jack Soldier, a sophomore from Hong Kong. Next for Harvard is the same thing that's coming up in a couple of weeks for Northeastern, and that's Eastern Sprints. We are already at that stage of the year with about 3 weeks off for Northeastern. They had a little bit of a gap between competition and now are ramping up here. We are underway in our final race of the morning. Here it comes. And for the Harvard Crimson, they take our final race by just under 4 seconds over the Northeastern Huskies. Thanks to our whole crew here this morning from the Charles River Basin in Boston. I'm Adam Giardino signing off. Harvard, a sweep of a win over the rival Northeastern Huskies on Senior Day. A morning to remember. We thank you for making us part of it here from ESPN.